Hey guys! Today I want to introduce to you one of the most important techniques on the chessboard, cutting. Cutting is a move preventing connection. It is usually the first step of capturing the opponent's stones. Cutting enables us to weaken our opponent's stones and surround them, so it is very important to master cutting skills. Now let's look at different types of cutting. So in this shape, we can see two white stones and a black stone. Usually we will make a move which is called push through. Push through means to create a cutting point by putting a stone next to your own stones. Occupying the empty point between the two stones is the fundamental way to cut, as shown in this situation where black goes here and white tries to block, and black can just cut the white stones in this figure. However, sometimes cutting might be very unsuccessful. For example, in this shape, which is rather complicated, we must calculate before we make a cut. Otherwise, our stones might just sacrifice in vain. If white goes here and black blocks here, and white attempts to cut, but black just successfully eats the white stones like this, and those two white stones just die in vain. So this is a new shape, and previously I said that we can look at different types of cutting. So this is called hang through, which refers to a move which reaches around one or more opposing stones. For example, here black attempts to cut the white stone's way out by putting a stone here to block its way. So it is not like literally cutting, but it kind of blocks the white's way out. So this is an example of hang that I was talking about. White goes here as a hang and leaving a cutting point at this point. Black just has to compensate for this cut point by going here, and white can just stick so that those two parts of black stones are separated by the step of hang. And in this example, we can see that white can use the technique of hang through to separate those two parts. This is another type of cutting technique called wedge through. Wedge is a powerful weapon against one-point jump through directly playing at the empty point between two stones. So in this situation, the empty point between those two black stones is here, and white can just wedge through this point, and if black tries to connect here, wedge will just stick here, and there are like two cutting points. So black can only compensate for one. Either one, white can just cut through those cutting points. The next type of cutting I want to introduce is called the diagonal attack. The diagonal is useful not only for connecting, like we mentioned in the previous chapter, but also for cutting. Let's look at this situation. So white places here, and black will sort of block its way out, but this creates a cutting point so that white can go here to cut those two parts of black stones. The next type of cutting technique is called waist cut, which is based on the shape of fly, like this, those black stones. So white places here, and black attempts to connect, but white can just cut this. The waist cut is usually followed by a ladder, which a player should allow for before taking a waist cut. In this case, we can see that if black wants to ladder and eat this white stone, it can just escape like this. And I'm sure I've introduced the technique of ladder in previous sections. And we can see that the white can just connect because there is a stone here. So Before making a waistcoat, we should calculate first if the stone will be eaten or not. In this section, I've introduced different types of cutting techniques. In the next section, I will, as always, introduce a brief history and culture of Go, instead of sharing techniques on the chessboard. If you are interested in my further videos, please subscribe my channel and I will see you next time.